Dude, life is awesome, and I know it's awesome, and I just say the truth that, love is. Well, yeah, that's it. That's as simple as that. Love is. Love is. I-S. Isness. There's completeness, there is whole, there is creativity, there is love, and it's in my reality that I create, and I believe it because I attract it. And it's that co-creativeship that is within myself that is creating with the creational vibration that is within myself that I'm revealing from within myself, which has been within, which is like the shocking amount of joy that I have for like myself. But it's the discovery of what this vessel is capable of, which is the original divine blueprint, the original schematic, and just higher vibrational dimensions, and I actually really understand that now, and I'm so excited that Archangel Zadkiel, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Like, I'm so glad he said that about how creation can be or experienced as a soul. That is so precious to me, and it's precious to me myself, and I'm just going within. And this is actually a unique broadcast that is just pertaining kind of to that, so I am putting that awareness into that statement and stating that it's true and stating it as my own truth and creating my own truths and uniting my own truths with my own truth. My own truth about peace on earth, my own truth about paradise on earth, how peace is a holiday, how paradise is a holiday, and ultimately how creating heaven on earth, co-creating heaven on earth is a vibrational reality that I'm creating. And that is the absolute truth that I found that was discovered within me, igniting joy with that. And I just know it resonates with me because it was resonating with the truth of who I was back then with the songs that aligned to me during those time periods, which is even, I never, I was declaring victory, but I am the one who's expressing this victory. And I never really experienced how that victory felt until, I really felt the emotions of who I am in the past, few weeks. Yeah, I took all the amazing emotions, the high vibrational emotions that I've been feeling the past few weeks have just all been because of connections to Gaia, because of Sirian's connection to Gaia, because of the Palladian connection to Gaia, because of connections to the dolphins and the orcas and the whales, because of the connections to what we would call insects, which is really, various species. The feline race, the angels, all the way to the archangels, to the angel realm, angelic realm, the elven realm, and the magical realms and the magical kingdoms. And there's really so much around Gaia. There's just so much life around me in the aura. Then I felt it, and that's also something that Lord Melchizedek also, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I always pronounce it that way, Melchizedek. I don't know why, but I always pronounce it that way. And he's right, because I actually felt it and sensed it. It's sensing from the heart feeling sense, and it's sensing from the inner emotions that I have within me. And I'm discovering this, and I feel like it's important for me to remember that I need to stay on track to the discovery. But I also need to remember to be respectful of the paths that people take. So I'm very respectful of that. But I'm living in joy, and I gratefully live in joy, and I'm thankful to the one source, and just first of all uniting with that super supreme, just ultimate pure actual source light is so awesome. Because it goes beyond our consciousness, or goes beyond the consciousness of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's in our template. We have a template for it, and it's there, and we can interact with it, and it's the higher self communicating with the higher self, or communicating with our higher self, which is our cosmic self, galactic self, our angelic self, etc., etc. All our multidimensional selves, because we're all things, we're all part of creation, and then our creator self in the now moment, the multidimensionality of creator essence. So, this is just a broadcast that is just for the self, actually, so just for me. And this is not really, I mean, there's importance in celebrating Memorial Day. But more importantly, I want to celebrate it for the remembrance of the living, for the celebration of the living. So it's a day for the living to celebrate who we are and what we do, and that we're alive and that we've been defended and that there are guardians everywhere, and that we should have a lot of respect for those guardians. And I offer my services, but the respect to the guardians is due. It's due. I don't want to mess with that, and most definitely I don't want to mess with anything that's of lower vibration. I'm very high vibrational. I love to stay in the high vibrations. I love to resonate, and then, so, bam, 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 I was channeling, and then I could actually feel and experience that high vibration. Like, oh, I'm able to channel now, because that's a big deal for me. I finally learned how to channel. Like, I finally calmed myself down enough and experienced the high vibrations of multidimensionality. And I got a little teaching here and there, but a lot of it was from within me. But I'm returning to my multidimensionality, and returning to my galactic self, and returning to my cosmic self. So, the planetary self, I've mastered my planetary self. I've mastered myself. I mastered the self. So that is amazing. I believed it in myself when I knew, if I told myself that I'd achieved self-mastery, but when I see and read it that I've achieved self-mastery by the higher vibrational beings, that's when I know it's just, oh my gosh. I'm just radiating joy, and every single letter that I speak just has full weights of joy and full weights of just the heartiness of happiness and unconditional love. And gosh, I'm so in love. There's an impeccability to my willpower, and there's an impeccability to my tenacity and intentions and love and peace and radiance. And I do believe that love is the creative force of the universe, and it comes from within, and we're discovering that within us, and that is what there's an infinite amount there's an infinite amount of creation for discovery about the creation that's within, and then learning about creation from within. Gosh, it's just immense, dude. There's so much energy within this whatever you call it, this energy, mind, body, soul, matrix, vessel. So much energy. And I know the energy and I noticed, like, what is love. I noticed that it's just, it's pure. It's a pure vibration. It's a vibration, it's a frequency that is me. And it's surreal. It's beautiful. And I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much. So much, dude. I have so much love for myself. So much love for this really cool Merkaba, for this really cool energy that I radiate, for being in this human body, this human form, or being in form in general. Just like being informed. So cool. And I could go on and on, but that really is the gist of it for this broadcast, like for the topic that I want to hit, which is, about myself, really hitting that self-mastery and really achieving that greatness. And all the ways that I lead, I know I'm a great leader, and no matter where I go, I'm able to lead from that space of love, of freedom, lead from that space of tenacity, of of order, of wisdom, to lead from that space of truth, of assurance, of adoration, and of respect, and of love, and of bonding, and of wanting to bond. Like, I want to bond with this galaxy. I want to create galaxies. That's what I did today. I created my first galaxy. And it was one of the most beautiful, miraculous things. It's like birthing something into reality. It's like birthing creation. It's so miraculous. It's full of life and creatures and animals and elementals and high vibrational beings and spirits that are all everywhere, that are always there, but there's just so many vibrations. There are 352 creator worlds, or 352 levels of creation. Come on. There's so many. And there's so many diverse species, like, all throughout the universe. That's not even including the multiverse, which I've mastered. I'm in tune with myself. I love myself. The more I know myself, the more I love myself. I have no fear. I have nothing to be afraid of. I have the love of the supreme absolute. Dude, Source is just... There's creative energy coming from Source, and it's everywhere. So, like, the only way to see it, I think, is to actually pertain, to actually drive towards it, or to actively reach out for it, to actually want a relationship and all that stuff. And it's just gotten to a point where I'm just like, miracles on top of miracles on top of miracles, and then you're expecting miracles, and miracles abound on top of compounding, like, exponential. It's all miracle based because it's like it's beyond. It's like imagination. It's beyond what you could possibly imagine, and it's the speed of creation in which these high vibrational realities are coming to us are really extremely beautiful. And I'm telling you, it's so true. I'm telling you, I have love. I love you so much. I have so much love. I'm so deeply in love, and I have so much deep love for all that is, for that I want to reach inside your heart, your soul. I know I want to reach for you and really bring you close, and then, oh man, I have that love, that beauty, that greatness within myself, and I love unconditionally, and so it is. With lots of love, this is your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen, on this evening edition of the Christopher Bowen Show. This is kind of like mid-evening, so it's not as late as I usually create it's slightly bit earlier than I usually create my broadcasts. Ow! Excuse me, just going through healing. Very, 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 very patient process. I've learned to be patient. I've learned to be extremely patient, and I think that's the best thing to do. And I practice being patient, and I feel like that's one of the greatest things that I should focus on, is like myself, my own inner joy, and my own inner beingness, and my own inner greatness. With lots of love. There's so many magical things happening tomorrow. Let's awaken to them. I love you all. Lots of love.